let me tell you something. Golden Boy is always, and I've been 20-something years.
Bernard Hopkins has just announced his decision to leave Golden Boy Promotions following a heated argument with Oscar De La Hoya. This marks a significant shift in the boxing landscape, as Hopkins has been a key figure in the promotion for years, both in and out of the ring.
So, I'm not fooled by...
In November 2024, Bernard Hopkins, a former world champion, was set to mark 20 years since joining Golden Boy Promotions, a move he made just 2 months after delivering a devastating body shot knockout to Oscar De La Hoya. However, recent developments have led to a surprising turn of events. Following the chaotic aftermath of a controversial Golden Boy fight, where Virgil Ortiz was controversially declared the winner on 2 scorecards, tensions boiled over. What started as divided opinions among fans escalated into a brawl, and shockingly, the same happened between Golden Boy partners Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. Although the promoters were quickly separated before the situation could escalate further, the damage was done. In response, Hopkins took to social media, releasing a video announcing his departure from Golden Boy Promotions. In the video, he expressed that ongoing disagreements had been festering for a long time, and it was clear that the time had come to part ways. He acknowledged his appreciation for De La Hoya and the entire Golden Boy team, but firmly stated that it was time to move on. Now, the boxing world watches as Oscar De La Hoya faces the challenge of leading Golden Boy Promotions alone.
I said it was fight of the year, and it was fight of the year. I mean, come on, this was a war.
The boxing world was recently rocked by an unexpected and intense clash between 2 legendary figures, Oscar De La Hoya and Bernard Hopkins. The tension reached a boiling point following the controversial victory of Virgil Ortiz Jr. over WBC interim junior middleweight champion Sir Lee Bohachuk, which led to an eruption of emotions and a public feud between the 2 Hall of Famers. The bout, which took place last Saturday night, has been the subject of heated debate among boxing fans and pundits alike. The fight was a closely contested battle, with both Ortiz Jr. and Bohachuk delivering powerful performances. However, the outcome has been mired in controversy, with many believing that the judge's decision in favor of Ortiz Jr. was unjustified. The controversy primarily centers around the CompuBox statistics, which seem to favor Bohachuk. According to the numbers, Bohachuk outperformed Ortiz Jr. in terms of punches landed and overall aggression. Despite this, the judges awarded the victory to Ortiz Jr., much to the chagrin of fans who felt the Nevada judges had missed the mark. Oscar De La Hoya, Ortiz Jr.'s promoter and the head of Golden Boy Promotions, was quick to defend his fighter. He took to social media to post the CompuBox stats as a rebuttal to the criticism Ortiz Jr. was facing, asserting that the young boxer had indeed deserved the win. In a fiery post on X, formerly Twitter, De La Hoya lashed out at the critics, stating, "You don't know about boxing and the new Virgil Ortiz," implying that Ortiz Jr.'s performance was being unfairly judged. In stark contrast, Bernard Hopkins, a minority partner in Golden Boy Promotions and a former champion himself, took a more measured approach. After the fight, Hopkins admitted that Ortiz Jr.'s victory was not as clear-cut as De La Hoya suggested. He stated, "It is what it is. You sometimes get ugly wins that could be questioned." Hopkins went on to suggest that Ortiz Jr. needed to address the shortcomings in his performance before he could be considered a legitimate contender for a fight against someone like Terence Crawford. The tension between De La Hoya and Hopkins escalated when they met after the fight. De La Hoya, frustrated by Hopkins' lack of full-throated support for Ortiz Jr., questioned why Hopkins would ever talk down to their fighter or appear to support his opponent. This confrontation quickly turned heated, with De La Hoya accusing Hopkins of lying and going against what was clearly visible to everyone on fight night. Hopkins, known for his no-nonsense approach, didn't hold back. He slammed De La Hoya for what he saw as an attempt to sugarcoat Ortiz Jr.'s performance, stating that the young fighter still had a lot to prove. The argument became so intense that De La Hoya reportedly tried to physically confront Hopkins, only to be stopped by those present. This clash marks a significant rift in a relationship that has been both complex and mutually beneficial over the years. The history between De La Hoya and Hopkins dates back to 2004, when the two faced off in the ring. Hopkins' knockout victory over De La Hoya in that fight not only unified the middleweight titles, but also cemented his legacy as one of the greatest boxers of all time. However, the rivalry between them turned into a partnership when Hopkins joined Golden Boy Promotions later that year as a minority partner. Despite their past, Hopkins and De La Hoya found common ground in their shared vision for the promotion company, with Hopkins taking on the role of president of East Coast operations and becoming a key figure in mentoring younger fighters. Over the years, Hopkins has been a steadfast advocate for the fighters under Golden Boy Promotions, using his own experiences to guide and mentor them. His no drugs, no alcohol mantra, combined with his emphasis on discipline and hard work, earned him the respect of many within the boxing community. Despite their long-standing partnership, the recent dispute over Ortiz Jr.'s fight highlights the shifting dynamics within Golden Boy Promotions. Hopkins, now merely 60 years old and several years removed from his last fight, has remained an influential figure in the boxing world through his association with Golden Boy. However, his approach, characterized by a focus on long-term success and careful strategy, sometimes contrasts with De La Hoya's more immediate and passionate defense of his fighters. This difference in perspectives was further highlighted in the lead-up to the recent bout between Devin Haney and Ryan Garcia, another Golden Boy promoted fighter. Hopkins, who was present at the Barclays Center for the fight, emphasized the importance of patience and strategy, advising Garcia to be calm and consistent in his approach. His advice reflected his belief in playing the long game, a philosophy he has adhered to throughout his career. The rift between De La Hoya and Hopkins is not just a personal dispute. It reflects the broader soap opera that has become modern boxing. The sport is no stranger to drama, both inside and outside the ring, and the recent spat between two of its most respected figures is just the latest chapter. For De La Hoya, the defense of Ortiz Jr. is about more than just one fight. It's about protecting the reputation of his promotion and the young fighters under his wing. For Hopkins, it's about maintaining integrity and ensuring that the fighters are held to the highest standards, even if it means acknowledging a less than perfect performance. As the dust settles from this recent controversy, the future of Virgil Ortiz Jr. and his place within Golden Boy Promotions remains uncertain. While De La Hoya's passionate defense of his fighter has rallied some support, Hopkins' more critical stance suggests that there are still issues that need to be addressed. Ortiz Jr., despite his victory, now faces increased scrutiny as he prepares for his next challenge. Whether he can rise above the criticism and prove himself as a top contender in the junior middleweight division remains to be seen. As for the relationship between De La Hoya and Hopkins, only time will tell if they can reconcile their differences or if this marks the beginning of a deeper divide within Golden Boy Promotions. What is clear, however, is that the world of boxing, with all its drama and intensity, remains as unpredictable as ever.